guys, so we're going to try to do some learning together today. We're going to get these tail lights out and we're going to put some new LED ones in. I was having issues with these. The wiring's really old in them, so I wanted to put new wiring in and get them connected so that they would last a long time without having to pull them out. So we're going to figure that out today. Now there are 4 screws in here that go into this metal and 4 that hold this outside on. So we're going to take out all 8 of them. First, we're going to take out the 4 that has this on there, and then we're going to take out the 4 that have it attached to the actual metal. All right, now there are 4 here, and it looks like we were missing a bulb, so that's probably why this brake light wasn't working. I'm gonna get a screwdriver and pry this thing off. So I decided a screwdriver might not be good enough for it, so I'm gonna use the crowbar and try that instead. Okay, so from running these lights and running the wires all the way back, I've kind of figured out which cord is which. This red one here is going to be our brake light. Oh, I don't know if you can see that. This red one here is going to be our brake light, and this black one's going to be our running light. So that's going to make the bulb stay on when we're just driving around town. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut both of these, but I'm going to do it real high so I have real low so that I have a lot of wire to work with here. And I'll get my wire cutters because I forgot those too. All right, so wire cutters. We're gonna cut it real close to the metal here so that we can retain as much of that wire as possible. So on these wire cutters, the wire cutter is on the inside. These are wire strippers, excuse me. So we're gonna cut them both right there at the bottom. That's gonna fall down and we're gonna move on. And on this one, there's only a single wire because the only thing this does is do a turn signal. It's on and off. Only one thing runs it, so there's only one power coming in. So we can go ahead and cut that as well. Again, we're going to want to cut as close as possible to this metal to leave as much wire as we can, just in case we make a mistake. All right, guys, so I don't really remember what this is called. I'll have to link it and I'll put it somewhere right here of what it's called. And I'll put a link in the description. I got this on Amazon. It is the biggest trailer light that I could find. It does have all the wires in the back, and each one, I'm gonna have to figure out which is which. I'm pretty sure the colors are pretty standard. If you look on the Amazon page for this, it will outline what they are, and I'll see if I can find them somewhere in the box as well. One thing I forgot is the light I ordered also has reverse lights attached to it. So we're gonna take the reverse lights off of this one as well. And this is the reverse light here. It's got 2 cables to it, and I'll show you that in just a second. So I have figured out what all the wires are, so I'm going to run through them real quick. Again, there are 5 wires on the back of this. All right, so this green wire here is going to be our running wire, our running lights. This red one is going to be our brake lights. This yellow is the turn signal. White is going to be the reverse, and gray is going to be ground. So we're going to run this ground. I'm not sure if this is actually needed or not, but we're going to go ahead and put the ground into the bus just in case. So in order to do the wiring, we're going to take our wire strippers here. There's a bunch of different numbers here. You're just gonna find the one that fits just a little tight on each wire, and you're gonna pull, you're gonna turn it just slightly sideways, and you're gonna pull down the wire, and it's gonna pull all of that off. And I'm gonna show you that real quick. That's gonna be right here. And I usually do just about a 1/2 inch, just to give enough. So now we're gonna mount this. I would prefer to have the turn signal out to the side of the bus and have the reverse light nearest to the door. It's just personal preference. You know, you can do it however you want. The way it comes, it's gonna be more like that, or the way that the bus is originally oriented is gonna be more like that. But I just wanted to switch it up. The truth is, you're not gonna see much light from your reverse lights anyway. So having them just a few more inches over isn't gonna hurt that much, but having the turn signal on this side of the reverse light, I think is important to me, just to help with traffic when you're trying to signal. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it up and kind of find out where I wanna put this thing. It is mounted on 2 bolts on the back. So what I'm gonna have to do is find a spot where both of these can go in and drill holes, and then just screw the nuts down and it'll tighten it down. Now, unfortunately, it looks like the sizing is kind of off here. It is gonna be covering both holes, but I don't have anywhere to mount because the mount is loose in there. So what I'm gonna probably do is mount these down here instead on both sides, and then I'll mount the license plate down here somewhere in the center, most likely. So I'm gonna put these down here instead. So what I'm gonna have to do is remove these 2 brackets and then drill a couple holes in here, put that in, and we'll be in business. So I cut these holes out so that I could get to these because I did not want to have to stick my hand down in there to do it. This is going to be covered up anyway, so it's not a huge deal. So now we're going to do the wiring. Pull everything back around. Okay, so I'm just gonna connect these like this for now just to test them, but later on I'll put a double end cap on them. Okay, so unfortunately, because I ran these down and these were run up here, I don't have enough length to get to my harness wires. So what I'm gonna have to do is create a wire that goes in between. So let me see if I can find some spare wire and I'll get that done. All right, guys, so I found a little bit of wire that we haven't thrown away yet. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and put those in. All right, guys, so I've got that in. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go turn the bus on and then we're gonna see if those lights work.